Today we will see the software testing principles. Actually, we already gone through this. The principle plays an important role in all engineering disciplines. Everywhere, every discipline of engineering depends on some principles. So these are the principles on which this any activity is based. These principles usually introduced as a part of an educational background in each branch of engineering. Yes, in every branch of engineering, there are some principles, some basic principles. Testing principles are important to test specialists or engineers. Why there is a need of testing principles? These principles are required to check the skills of the test specialist or test engineers. So using those principles, we are going to check how much skilled or trained the engineer is in the field of your software testing. That we will going to analyze with the help of testing principles, because they provide foundation for developing the testing knowledge and acquiring the testing skills. They means whom? The test specialist or test engineers. They are creating the foundation for developing the knowledge required for the testing process and the skills required for the testing. A principle can be defined as, now we will see what exactly the principle. We have used the word principle many times. Please check the spelling of principle. Principle, that is PLE, not PAL. So the principle can be defined as, it is a general or fundamental law, doctrine or assumption. What the principle can be? It can be the fundamental, some law, or we can call it as the some assumptions. Or the principle can be the rule or code of conduct. Code of conduct we can say the protocol, rule that are already defined to do any process. A principle can be the laws or facts of nature underlying the working of an artificial device. It is artificial, how that artificial device can work. What is the principle behind that artificial your device can be called as a principle. So that was the term, the generalized term, the principle. Now we are interested in the software engineering principle, because we are specialized person and we will be focusing on software engineering principles. So these are the rules or laws or doctrines that relate to the specifically with the software system. They are related, specifically related with what? Your software system. So these are defined for what? Your how your software system should be, how it should be built, what are the components required, what are the different modules. Everything will be defined under the laws or rules. So that is your what? Software engineering principle. Then the software engineering principle is focusing on how to build that software. The process is defined, the procedure is built there, that how you are going to create your software. It is under the software engineering principle. And how they behave, how that software will going to behave, what input we are giving and what we will get the output, that is the behavior of the system. So we are going to check how your software will going to behave. The behavior will be, if we click on the save button, the data should be saved. Otherwise what will happen? Instead of saving the data, if we click on the save button, the data will get clear. So the behavior will be what? Something which is not expected. So what it should give or what it should generate will be your the software engineering principle. The principle may also refer to rules or code of conduct related to professionals who design, develop, test and maintain the software system. Now this software principle is basically related with the software system, how that system should be, what will be the design, how it will going to develop, what are the different test cases, how that system should be maintained. Everything will be defined in your what? Software testing principles. There is one scientist, Glenford Mears. he has outlined such a set of execution based testing principle in his pioneering book, that is Art of Software Testing. This engineer Glenford Myers, he wrote one book, The Art of Software Testing, and in that book he defined or he mentioned some software testing principle, or we can say he defined the execution based testing principle in his book. Some of the principles are, now we will see various 10-12 principles of your software testing. The principle number 1 states that testing is a process of exercising a software component using a selected set of test cases with the intent of number 1 revealing defect and number 2 evaluating the quality. So the principle number 1 states that it is testing, it is a process of exercising a software component. Exercising means evaluating or analyzing or checking. So testing is a process of checking the software on the basis of some test cases. Now remember, in the definition I told you what exactly the test case is. Test case is comprised of three things: set of input, process, and expected output. So we have some test cases. On the basis of those test cases, the testing will going to check or it will going to reveal some defects in the system. The defect can be your error, error, bug, fault, depend on the term we are using. So testing will going to reveal the defect and it will going to evaluate the quality. It will going to check, it will going to improve the quality of the system. So the testing process will mainly focusing on these two parameters: number 1 finding the defect, and number 2 improving the quality of the system. This is the principle number 1. The principle number 2 states that when the test objective is to detect the defect, then a good test case is one that has high probability of revealing a yet undetected defect. So this is the principle number 2. You can read the principle number 2 very carefully and very slowly. It states that when the test objective is to detect defect, that means what? Our main aim of testing is to identify the defect. Then a good test case is one that has high probability of finding the undetected defect. So we need to design such test cases which will going to find out such defects which were not detected previously. Means what? इस प्रिंसिपल में क्या बोला गया है दैट वी नीड, हमें क्या करना है, ऐसे टेस्ट केसेस डिजाइन करने हैं जो क्या करेंगे, इसके पहले उस प्रोग्राम के अंदर जो भी एरर फाइंड आउट नहीं हुआ है, तो नया टेस्ट केस जो भी रहेगा दैट नया टेस्ट केस क्या करेगा, इट विल गोइंग टू फाइंड दोज अनडिटेक्टेड एरर्स और अनडिटेक्टेड डिफेक्ट्स. द प्रिंसिपल नंबर 3 states that, wait a minute, the third principle states that test results should be inspected meticulously. It means what? That every test result should be inspected very carefully, very critically. We need to check whether the output is correct or not. Whatever output we are expecting, whether that output is matching with the appeared output, or we can say the actual output. We need to continuously check whether these test results are correct or not. The principle number 4 states that a test case must contain expected output or result. Correct. Every test case must contain three things. Number 1, test input. Number 2, your process or procedure. And number 3, the expected output. The expected output and the actual output, these are the two different terms. Expected output means what? हमें क्या output expected है, what it should generate. And actual output means what he generated. 2 plus 2, the expected output for the 2 plus 2 will be your suppose 4, but the actual output may be 2 plus 2, we may get this something 2 minus 2, that is 0. हमें कुछ और आउटपुट मिलेगा, दैट इज एक्चुअल आउटपुट, और हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कुछ और, दैट इज योर एक्सपेक्टेड रिजल्ट और एक्सपेक्टेड आउटपुट. The principle number 5 states that test cases should be developed for both valid and invalid input condition. Correct. Every test case should be developed in such a way that we must give the valid as well as invalid inputs. Valid matlab 2 plus 2 it should generate 4. Invalid means what? If we will going to check whether 2 plus 2 is going to generate 4 or not. अगर वो 2 plus 2 5 generate कर रहा होगा, that means there is something logical error in the program. So we need to check the valid as well as invalid cases. The principle number 6 states that the probability of existence of additional defects in a software component is proportional to the number of defects already detected in that component. Now this is something tricky. We need to read it very slowly. The probability of existence of additional defect in a software component. The probability, it doesn't mean that the defect will always exist. There may be the defect. The probability of existence of any additional defect in a software component is proportional to the number of defects already detected in that component. Means what? जितने एरर इसके पहले मिले हैं प्रोबेबल है कि और उतने एरर्स भी मिल सकते हैं. इट डजंट मीन कि वो मिलेंगे ही. रिमेंबर दिस इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी and it is directly proportional with the already detected defects in the component. जितने ऑलरेडी मिले हैं उतने मिल सकते हैं. इट डजंट मीन उतने मिलेंगे ही. एरर उतने जनरेट होंगे या वी मे गेट द सेम नंबर ऑफ एरर्स. द एरर मे गेट रिड्यूस, द एरर मे गेट व्हाट, मिनिमाइज. The principle number 7 states that testing should be carried out by a group that is independent of the development group. There should be two separate groups. One group will be a development group. The task of development group will only be to develop the software, to develop the system, to develop the application. Whereas another group should be there, that is your testing group. The task of testing group is only to test the software by giving some valid and some invalid inputs. So डेवलपमेंट ग्रुप क्या करेगा? सिर्फ सॉफ्टवेयर को डेवलप करेगा, एप्लीकेशन को डेवलप कर देगा, वो पूरे सिस्टम को टेस्ट नहीं करेगा. There will be second group, that is testing group. It will be the independent of the development group, and that testing group will thoroughly test the system by giving some valid, invalid, कैसे भी इनपुट देके देखेगा. तो उसे उसका काम, उसका टास्क क्या रहेगा? It will going to check various defects or errors that will going to occur in the system. The principle number 8 states that test must be repeatable and reusable. Whatever test we are writing, those tests should be repeatable. That means we should use the same test for different application, and it should be reusable. We should reuse the test for multiple applications. So this is another principle. Then principle number 9 states that testing should be planned. Very true. Every activity should be properly planned. विदाउट प्लानिंग अगर हम कुछ करने जाते हैं तो आपको भी पता है क्या होता है. जैसे मैंने एग्जांपल आपको दिया था, यू आर गोइंग टू गिव द फ्रेशर पार्टी टू योर जूनियर्स. व्हाट विल हैपन इफ यू डू नॉट हैव प्रॉपर प्लान विथ यू? विदाउट प्लानिंग कल आपको प्रोग्राम करना है, आज आप डिसाइड कर रहे हो और इमीडिएटली कल से स्टार्ट करोगे, कैसे होगा? प्रॉपर प्लानिंग नहीं रहेगा तो आपका जो भी प्रोग्राम है वो प्रोग्राम कोलैप्स हो सकता है. सो एवरी एक्टिविटी शुड बी planned. In the same way, testing is also one of the activity, and you need to properly plan the testing. अब इसमें प्लानिंग कैसे करेंगे? सपोज आपका कोई एप्लीकेशन है, कोई सॉफ्टवेयर है, and that application will have suppose 10 modules. So you are not going to develop all the 10 modules in one stroke. आप क्या करोगे? पहले one module डेवलप करोगे, उस मॉड्यूल के ऊपर आप मल्टीपल टाइम्स क्या करोगे? टेस्टिंग अप्लाई करोगे. After successful completion of all the testing process on the module number 1, you start developing the module number 2. Module number 2 पे भी आप क्या करोगे? टेस्टिंग अप्लाई करोगे. In the same way, you apply the testing principles on all the 10 modules. After that, you are going to combine all 10 modules in the one unit, and again you will do the testing for the complete system of 10 modules. This is what the type of your testing, that is your unit testing and integration testing, that we will see in upcoming slides in next unit. So every testing activity should be what? It should be the properly planned activity. The principle number 10 states that testing activities should be integrated into the software life cycle. Very true. Every testing activity should be the part of your software development life cycle or SDLC. It should not be separated from this. अगर इसे आप सेपरेट कर देते हो, it will be like this कि टेस्टिंग करना जरूरी नहीं रहेगा फिर. अगर हम इसे SDLC में इंक्लूड ही कर लेंगे, इंटीग्रेट कर देंगे, then it will become the integral part of your software development life cycle and you need to follow the software testing for that particular system. Principle number 11 states that testing is a creative and challenging task. Yes, it is creative in the sense you are going to give the multiple types of input. That is your creativity. आप किस वे से input देते हो, valid input कैसे देते हो, invalid input कैसे देते हो, that is your creativity. And testing is your what? It is a task of creativity that we need to focus, or we can consider it as your what? The challenging task as well as your creative task. So these are the principles of your testing. These are the testing principles. Now we will simply read. I'll just read the principle, or you can read the principle on the screen again. Principle number 1, principle number 2, principle number 3, 4, 5, 6. These principles are very important. In examination, they will ask a question on software testing principle. Principle number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So these are the 11 testing principles. Now we will see the tester's role in software development organization. One of the favorite question of all the examiners, those who are the paper setter of university, हर एग्जाम में ये क्वेश्चन आता ही है. What are the various roles of software testers in an organization? So what exactly the task of software testers? The tester's job is to reveal the defect, correct? The tester job is to find the errors, to find the bugs, to find the defects, to find the weak points, the weak point in the system, to find the inconsistent behavior of the system that has been developed. It will going to check why the system is behaving like this, unusual behavior or inconsistent behavior. Then the tester's job is to find out the circumstances where software does not work as expected. We are expecting something different, but we are getting something different. So the software tester is going to check such cases where why this software does not work as we are expecting. This is the job of tester. As a tester, you need to be comfortable with this role. If you are choosing the career in the software testing, you need to focus on these 4 points: to reveal the defect, to find the weak points, to find out the inconsistent behavior of the system, and to find out the circumstances where the software does not work as an expected. It is difficult for developer to effectively test their own code. Correct, very nice. This is very true that developer cannot find the errors by his own. जनरली ऐसे होता है, हम क्या करते हैं, आपको अगर कुछ प्रेजेंटेशन देना होता है, आपको अगर आपका पीपीटी बनानी होती है और उसे अगर आपको प्रेजेंट करना है, व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू डू, यू स्टार्ट कॉलिंग योर फ्रेंड्स. आप उनको बोलते हो आके बैठो और मेरा सुनो और मुझे बताओ मैं कहाँ कहाँ गलत कर रहा हूँ. सो व्हाट वी नीड, वी ऑलवेज नीड थर्ड पार्टी टू एनालाइज आवर सेल्फ. So it is difficult for developer to test his own code. For that purpose, the tester is there for testing. To be most effective as tester requires extensive programming experience. Yes, tester must have the programming knowledge. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर कहीं पे एरर जनरेट होती है, सिंटैक्स एरर अगर जनरेट होगी, अगर टेस्टर के पास प्रोग्रामिंग का नॉलेज ही नहीं है तो उसे पता ही नहीं चलेगा उस एरर को कैसे मिनिमाइज करते हैं। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल सेमीकोलन मिसिंग है तो वो कर सकता है। अगर सिंटैक्स ही पूरा गलत हो जाता है, देन अगर उस टेस्टर को प्रोग्रामिंग का नॉलेज ही नहीं है तो वो उस एरर को मिनिमाइज नहीं कर पाएगा। व्हाट इट विल डू, इट विल सिंपली नोट डाउन द एरर। वो उस एरर को क्या करेगा, सिर्फ नोट डाउन करके रख देगा कि दिस इज द एरर। इट विल हैंड ओवर दैट एरर or that document to the development team, and development team will going to solve those errors. So every tester must have what, extensive programming knowledge or programming experience. This statement is important. The goal of tester is to work with the developers to produce high quality software that meets the customer's requirement. Very correct. The goal of tester is to work with the developer. Very first thing, the goal of tester is to what? He has to work with the development team. Why? To produce high quality software. When you are going to call the software is a high quality software, when it will going to meet the customer's requirement, then we can call it as what? It is a high quality softwares. The team of testers and developers are very common in industry. In every industry there will be the two teams. One team will be your testing team and another team will be your developers team. Wait a minute. So in every industry there are two common teams, testers and developers. Developers will develop the system and tester will going to test this system. डेवलपर टीम जो भी रहेगा, डेवलपर टीम क्या करेंगे, रिक्वायरमेंट गैदर भी कर लेंगे, प्लानिंग भी कर लेंगे, डिजाइन भी कर लेंगे और सिस्टम को डेवलप भी कर लेंगे. सो डेवलपर टीम विल गोइंग टू कैरी द टास्क ऑफ 4 other teams, but the tester are the specialized persons or the specialized team that they will going to only test the system. They will not going to develop the system. Tester will not going to plan, design or develop. They will not going to collect the requirement from the customer. They will only do the testing using various tools, using various inputs, and it will going to test the system. The project should have an appropriate developer and tester ratio. जितने डेवलपर उतने टेस्टर होने ही चाहिए हर एक प्रोजेक्ट के साथ में. If I have 4 people in development team and 4 people in testing team, then the ratio is proper. और 4 development में है, 3 testing में है, that is okay. अगर 4 people are there in development team and only 2 people are there in testing team, then it is not the proper ratio. So the ratio should be like this: 4:2, 4:3 or 4:4. The ratio will vary depending on available resources, type of project and so on. So the ratio will depend on these parameters. Testers also need to work alongside with requirement engineers. Testers को जो भी requirement लेने वाली team है उनके साथ भी काम करना पड़ता है. He should understand the customer requirement. According to the customer requirement, he will going to test the system. Testers also need to work with designers to plan for integration and unit testing. Testers को किसके साथ काम करना पड़ता है? Design team के साथ. Why? For integration and unit testing purpose. What is integration testing and what is unit testing? एक सॉफ्टवेयर को छोटे छोटे यूनिट्स में डिवाइड करना है, उन यूनिट को टेस्ट करना है, दैट इज योर यूनिट टेस्टिंग. आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग द यूनिट टेस्टिंग, all the modules are combined into the one single unit and that integration will be done. और उसके ऊपर जो भी टेस्टिंग अप्लाई करोगे that will be your integration testing. So there are these are the two types of testing, your integration testing and unit testing. We will see these two parts later on in detail. In addition to this, test manager will need to cooperate with project manager. Correct? Project manager के साथ में भी test manager को काम करना पड़ता है. So you can see testers को कहाँ कहाँ जॉब करना पड़ता है. Requirement engineer के साथ we can say the tester will going to work with what? The requirement engineers like this. He need to work with the designer and he need to work with the project manager like this only. So these are the task of what? These are the task of testers in software organization. Finally, testers also need to cooperate with the software quality assurance staff. जब टेस्टिंग कंप्लीट हो जाती है तो पूरा सिस्टम जो भी है वो हैंडओवर होता है सॉफ्टवेयर क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस टीम के साथ, और इन सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टर्स को ये सॉफ्टवेयर क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस ग्रुप के साथ में भी क्या करना पड़ता है, कोप अप करना पड़ता है, वर्क करना पड़ता है. सो दिस आर द रोल ऑफ योर व्हाट सॉफ्टवेयर testers in the organization.